We'll call that a pre-show. All right, it's Friday. We made it. Hang on a second. I got a lot to do. I gotta go. I gotta find my friggin'... Hang on, kids. I gotta find my stuff because I'm never on this. Okay. All right, kids, where are we at here? Let's take a look at this together. This is the Rants of Izzo on Spreey Media. Now, what is that? For those who are watching in the pre-show, who are like, I actually get to catch you guys live today. This is Spreely.com. This is Speak Freely. Now, what's the point of this? Think Spreely, about Spreey Media. Look at the words, Spreely, speak freely. Speak freely. The concept behind Spreely is simple. We became fed up with the woke news media, woke business, woke entertainers, and woke social media platforms. We remember an America that was strong, hospitable to all races and creeds, and people who were proud to say they were Americans. A place where we loved thy neighbor. I actually have awesome neighbors. Jay, I love you. We respected the law, and we fought for our rights protected by the U.S. Constitution. Here you can access all of Spreely's media's platforms and Above America First influencers, publishers, businesses, and supporters who have one common goal: to ensure that freedom does not die during our generation in America. Spreely Media is wholly owned by, I can never pronounce this, Project Soirees. It sounds like soiree. Shindig. Anyways, if you're checking out here on Spreely Media what it's all about, look at the hamburger. I just brought up this called the hamburger at the top here. You've got news, TV, video clips, social media, marketplace. You can get some stuff. Look at these video clips. You can go over. You can see Eric from a Port O Pine. You can see me with some law enforcement content. Here's like if you missed some clips, you can go right over here. Here's the Rants of Izzo Spreely Media stuff that you can check out. You want to see the live show? Well, you go over here and you click on Spreey TV, and you could check out some past shows that we all had. Look, Shannon Joy, Pete Santilli, Evening Rants, The Right Side with Doug Billings, Alonzo, Joe Messina, Eric Thompson. I don't know who he is yet. I got to find that out. It is what it is. So I want you guys to be happy when you're discussing Spreely and all those things, because we're happy. Are you happy?
Oh my God.
Oh, what? Okay. Are you not happy?
Technology is not making me happy right now. I was waiting in a different room, but it said Rants of Izzo waiting for host.
Very weird.
Sorry.
What do you, I don't mind. I don't mind at all. That's fine. Where's that? How do you... Izzo show it. That's weird. Maybe somebody else has got my stuff. Oh, no. That's the first link from the podcast you and I did together a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Let's have a show.
So I need to update the link that I have saved.
Prepare yourself.
The opinions of the host and guests on the show are exclusively just that, opinions. That means that they shouldn't be the cause of your state of being offended. Why does everybody get so butthurt?
Okay, let's go. Ready, go!
Sit down, shut up, and pay attention.
Damn!
This is the Rants of Izzo Show with your host, Dominick Izzo, from porn to politics. We touch every third rail we can find. You might want to put your headphones on so your mom can't hear this. It's been called the most entertaining 60 minutes on the internet, and it starts now. Let's do this.
Hi, happy Friday to everybody who's watching or listening live and over in the chat. Bev, Franco, Kate, Kayla, well, there you are. Bev with Clifford the Dog Ride. I'm not familiar with what that is. Sarah, where's April Schoen? There she is. And Kelly Wilson. Guys, we do have a group chat if anybody wants to get involved. It's typically in the what do you call it? The description of the videos that we do? Or if you have the Telegram app, you can go check it out there. It's the Rants of Izzo Show. Happy Friday. How are you?
Happy Friday. I'm good. How are you?
Good. You don't have kids, right?
No, not yet. I got
No.
fur babies. I got 4 fur babies.
If your fur baby went out and shot up a school, would you endorse yourself being arrested for it?
No, but that's sort of like if my dog, bit a child to death, the dog would end up getting put down.
Well, that's how that is, right?
Yeah.
In my house, it was never the dog bit a child to death. Just bit a child, the dog goes down. I'm one of those people too. I do not believe that dogs could be rehabilitated and go to family homes if they bite. The biggest news right now, which of course it's an election year and it's a distraction as always. We had a horrible school shooting in Georgia the other day. 4 were killed. And the newest is now this slippery slope that we have to discuss. And I know some of you are going to have feelings about this. And as always, you ever want to get a hold and share your feelings? We have a, God, did that sound fucking gay? No, don't share your fucking feelings, but give me your opinions.
You can call us at 1-800 Dominick is your therapist.
If anyone is listening, I'll put the phone line on 708-982-0974 is my number for everything. Shameless plug. It doesn't matter if you want Wing Chun lessons, you want to get healthy with your kids and have them take their servings of fruits and vegetables for free for up to 20 years. You want network marketing lessons. I don't give a shit. You want to talk about law enforcement content. It's all the same thing. 708-982-0974. If you have an opinion about this and you want to leave a voicemail or a text message. Oh, wait, hang on. No, screw this.
Yeah.
I forgot about this one. This was the nicest compliment I ever got. Well, one of them. I got this the other day. After recently finding your show, I've quickly become deeply impressed with your unique perspective, the heartfelt passion for the range of the content you provide, your love for the Lord, and also Muppets. I'm a big Muppets fan. Among other things, all delivered with heart, analysis, integrity, and honesty. Excellent work. That being said, I have one request, and I'm not sure I'm alone with it. Would you please incorporate that bicep dance you did on Friday? I don't know. Maybe weekly Friday pre-show thing. That would be so great. I feel this is a reasonable request. Thanks. Love from Michigan. I wore a T-shirt last week when you were on, and put my arms on my head.
It's not fair, you guys. The people watching, I probably don't realize that Dominick can see me. I can't see him.
Right.
Y'all can see both of us. I can't see any of you. I like being in the Telegram chat while we talk on Fridays because then I can sort of see y'all, but only the ones that are talking. Right. It's very one-way street. I'll think
about switching. There's another. It's the program. I run something called OBS, and it can't use cameras in the same direction. There's another program I could use. Maybe we'll try.
Have you ever checked out Riverside? I don't know if that would work for.
No, we have StreamYard. I could run through there, but
okay,
we'll get there.
Everybody vote in the chat. Do you think Dominick should open up the camera 2A so that he and I can see each other?
Yeah, none of the hosts can see me, and I got it. Maybe I'll change that. All right, so the bicep dance I did was I put my hand on top of my head and flexed my biceps.
Because I completely missed the gun show.
But I don't have any peek to him. But I got that from the guy who played George on Webster from the 80s, because I saw him do it, and I was like 10, 11 years old. Like, that's awesome. I want to do it, and I get muscle. All right, so here's the controversial content that we have to discuss.
Okay.
The 14-year-old suspect in a shooting that killed 4 people at Georgia High School, and his father, who was arrested for allowing his son to have a weapon, will stay in custody after their lawyers decided not to seek bail. On Friday, Colt Gray, who has been charged with 4 counts of murder, that's the 14-year-old, is accused of using a semi-automatic assault rifle. They're all semi-automatics. The only time it should ever be put in there where it's not semi-automatic is if it's a fully automatic, which it's illegal and rare to find, and then like the single action that you get from the old Westerns. That would be like, right. Somebody did a school shooting with a single action 6-shooter. It would be like, what? Right. Semi-automatic assault rifle to kill 2 fellow students and 2 teachers Wednesday at Appalachie High School in Windsor, outside of Atlanta. His father, Colin Gray, faces related charges in the latest attempts by prosecutors to hold parents responsible for their children's actions in school shootings. I believe the dad, does it have it here? Yeah, shortly afterwards, Colin Gray was brought to the court dressed in gray striped jail uniform. Colin Gray, 54, was charged yesterday in connection with the shooting, and he answered questions. Okay, it does not say. Oh, Colin Gray has been charged with involuntary manslaughter and second-degree murder to the shooting. Georgia Bureau of Investigation Director Hosey said. A couple different things before I get your opinion on this. Involuntary manslaughter, okay, maybe. Second-degree murder, I believe the elements of the offense. It's first-degree murder, I believe, one of the two, and I don't recall. One of them, they both have to have intent, obviously. You have to intend to murder. But one of them is, I'm married, I walk in, my wife is jocking a guy, I don't think anything, I pick up the TV and I bash him over the head and kill him with him. Crime of passion.
Okay.
I think that's second-degree murder. First degree, I think you plan it out. Oh, I know my wife is jocking him. I'm going to go inside. Instead of me walking right in and seeing it, I walked in, I saw it, I left the room, went into the kitchen, grabbed a baseball bat, butcher's knife, some duct tape, and grabbed a couple items, went back, set him on fire, beat him up, all that kind of shit, instead of just watching like a normal human being would. Where's my bell for that one? Yeah, that's the difference. So number one, give me your 360-degree view of a parent being charged for this on any level whatsoever, because the people are going around the internet saying the FBI told the parents about this. We've been looking into your kid. We're investigating your kid. Apparently had some social media posts in 2023. And then allegedly, the information's out there, dad bought him an AR-15 for his birthday. What say you on all this?
Oh, okay. So I don't know any of this information. The first I heard about the school shooting was actually last night. So I'm a little bit late to the party on this. But just based off of that information that you've provided, I agree. It's like he's an accomplice. If you know that your son is a loose cannon and already talking about shooting up a school, why in the world would you buy him an AR-15? And isn't he 14?
Yes.
What in the world? So yeah, I agree with it in that context.
What did you say?
I agree with it in that context, but I don't know anything other than what you just told me. So I'm not saying I don't trust you, but I haven't done any of my own research on what's happening.
And that's the stuff I'm getting from online. I see this as extremely dangerous. I really do. But I also kind of like it because I've been saying for years, since we have drunk driving as a crime and it's like a crime either affects you or it doesn't. I've never been the victim of a drunk driving accident. I don't drink and drive. I have arrested a police officer for drinking and driving. I don't think that you're a valid person of any worth on this planet in today's day and age if you drink and drive with all the options out there to go home. But that being said, so maybe it's like, all right, I think the families of those who drink and drive should be arrested. Sorry, ma'am, we just arrested your husband for drunk driving. Okay, you got to come with us. Why? You're being arrested too. It's like the accountability, right? I'm all for stuff like that in a world where it makes sense.
Well, and when there's actually consequences which to impose accountability, that's the whole problem with our legal system and why cops can't really do jobs right now is because there's zero accountability. So, I mean, taking that drunk driving train of thought, like if you allowed or bought your 14-year-old son drinks to the point of getting him drunk and then handed him the car keys to a brand new car you bought him, yes, how can you not be held accountable? That's the same thing we're talking about. It's just a gun because it's more politically charged during an election year.
Right. That's the problem because now you're making the gun the focus. These guns are only there.
No, the gun is not the focus. The people are the focus.
They don't get that. They don't get that.
That's my point. That's my point is that whether it's alcohol in a car and the son is the father, is allowing the son to be drunk, buying him drinks and buying him a car and handing him the keys to drive drunk, or he's buying him an AR-15 at 14 years old and he knows that this is a problem for this child. This child has already talked about shooting up a school. Like, how can you not, in either one of those situations, hold the human being accountable?
Therein lies the entire problem, right? We're a nation now that has mob rule, and we want shit done emotionally. I played a video about 2 weeks ago of some 20-year-old mouthed off to a cop in Florida, and everybody's like, yeah, after the cop slammed the kid down, kid had to come and needed to be taught some manners. What crime did he commit? So you have the public that sits back with their Cheetos fingers on social media watching, yeah, dad should be charged with second degree murder, right? For their kid going and committing a crime. All the evidence, and this is why I have respect for defense attorneys. We're still a nation that is innocent until proven guilty. You have to prove intent. Negligence, different story. You never see cops, who they call them accidental discharge or negligent discharges. You never see them fired or arrested when they shoot their round off negligently. But I'm getting off topic. When you have if I'm a defense attorney, I'm putting I'm going in going, okay, dad had knowledge from the FBI. FBI says, we got your son on a radar list. He's got a bunch of posts on social media. He worships Columbine, whatever. Okay, great. There still is no crime, in my opinion, and it sucks. It's not a crime of morality, maybe. Yeah, maybe you don't want to give your kid that gun if you know that's the case. But even in the concept of giving him the gun, you got to embrace the innocent until proven guilty and your criminal defense. I do not see how the dad can be charged with second-degree murder. He didn't facilitate. He didn't say, hey, I support what you're doing. Go ahead, make those fuckers pay.
He didn't need to say it, Dominic. His actions said it.
What's the intent? Again,
that's why we have a justice system
right.
where they're going to go through all the hoops and they're going to have the defense and the prosecution, and it's going to progress as innocent until proven guilty. He's just being charged.
He's already guilty. He's already guilty in the public opinion. Again, think about it this way too. They're talking about dad's a deadbeat, mom's a deadbeat. What if the FBI came in and said, sir, we did this? And that guy's so fucking stupid. He's on Planet 9. He didn't hear a word they said. And he's trying to make amends with his kid. Dad, I want an AR-15 to go hunting for my birthday. You know what? I got to make up for lost time. I've been a drunk for my kid for the last several years. I'm going to go spend $1,500 and get him an AR-15. How do we know? And that's the shit. And are people like, dude, how are you defending this? Because it's going to come to you. And that's where people don't get it. Everyone, and you said it case by case earlier, everyone is outraged when you've got schools teaching your kids about how to give blowjobs in the books they read, or the LGBTQ shit. You want the government to stay out of that. You don't want government telling you how to raise your kids. But now all of a sudden, because it's a gun, oh yeah, parents should be held accountable. Well, then let's spread it to everything. Your kid doesn't pay their taxes when they're 18.
I think
your paycheck should be deducted.
I think you're making a little bit of a logical leap, because for me, it's not about the gun. It's about the human beings. And if we're going to live in a society, because I'm pretty much an anarchist, but I'm very aware of the fact that human beings are not perfect enough to live in a state of utopian anarchy, right? So without a government, for those of you who don't know what that means. So if we're going to live in a society, a culture that we all need to play nice and get along, and we need a government to manage that to some extent, large or small government, it doesn't need to be about the gun. It's about the people. We have people who died because of as a consequence to this child and this grown man, the father's choices and actions. There cannot be no consequences to your actions. It's either going to come down the pipeline in the justice system, or it's going to come down the pipeline in karmic natural law retribution. So either way, the reality of the fact that this child took the lives of other innocent people, that breaks God's law, and he's going to suffer the consequences today or tomorrow.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. And maybe I'm just getting fucking old, and I'm seeing this disgusting mob of people
It is.
who people want this, the father strung up and this and that. And what the other problem too is we don't have innocent until proven guilty anymore, because it's like the sheriffs who use social media, who they'll arrest somebody on scene and then they'll put them right on social media. See, we arrested so-and-so for doing 50 miles an hour over the speed limit, leading us on a chase that lasted 5 miles long. Well, you just blasted it out to the public and you vilified them and criminalized them. Anytime you put somebody's mugshot online or in the public before their trial, you're already taking away an opportunity for them to get a fair trial and be presumed innocent. Our system is extremely broken.
Actually, we can't do that here. We can't do that in California where I'm at. So I don't know. I'm sure it's happening elsewhere in the country, but I know that there's rules here where they can't do that for the police departments and the sheriffs.
I used to have a problem because people don't see that it's going to go. It's going to keep going. It's a great way to get the guns, to sit there and say, oh, your child shot up, so we're going to arrest you. And again, charging you with second-degree murder. How many parents are going to go, oh, we're going to willingly give up our guns because we don't want, not that we don't want our kid to shoot up school, we don't want to be charged. And then what else are they going to do? Your kid, we have a no kid left behind program in school. Your kid has got a D and they need a C- to wind up graduating this year. We're going to take 5 points off your credit score because you're not sitting down with them and doing homework at night. It's like, what? I just see this shit down the line getting out of control.
Well, and that's where, like, I think a couple of weeks ago, I talked about how I'm not hopeless, but I see kind of two timelines playing out between the whole Kamala Harris side of things and the Trump campaign side of things. And I remember telling you that I'm not sure either side winning is really going to fix our problems, because we have a society that is cognitively dissonant the way that you're explaining right now. They don't see the ramifications. They can't think past their own faces, right? Like they're going to cut their noses off to spite their own face with this kind of stuff. And this is why I feel like even if Trump wins, we're going to have, quote unquote, like your and my side of the equation, the conservative side, the MAGA side, we're going to have them kind of cut off our noses to spite our own faces and bring forth the papacy. Like it's going to be the end of church and state, because they're going to want like this police state of Judeo-Christian values, which is such an oxymoron anyway. And they're going to run what they're afraid of the Muslim community doing with like Sharia law, they're going to do with like the next crusades, basically.
Yeah.
And we're going to have no more.
Takes a village.
State. And it's not about, oh, I disagree with everything about the 10 Commandments, for example. Like I don't. But if you're going to start enforcing them from a place of fear, that's automatically inverting God's design. And that's not the way that it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be from this governmental satanic regime. You think they're really going to hold us to the standards of God's design?
It's
not going to do that.
Are there things with the 10 Commandments? Are there 10 Commandments you don't agree with, like one or two?
No.
Okay. I thought I misheard you. Why you disagree?
Oh, sorry. I probably misspoke.
No,
I agree with all of them.
What's his name? Robin Williams said once that if human beings actually adhered to the 10 Commandments, there would be no need for jails.
100%. And that's where I come back to personal responsibility, personal sovereignty, and common law. But again, people are too stuck in their sin nature. They're too blinded by the God-sized hole in each and all of us that this is what society looks like now at this point. So that's what I was trying to say is like, I agree with the 10 Commandments, but it doesn't mean that I think the government should enforce the 10 Commandments. Does that make sense? Yeah,
because then you'd be arresting people for wanting their neighbor's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey,
which is basically the Christian version of Sharia law.
Think about that. Yeah, think about that entrapment. You think she's hot, huh? Yeah, you go to jail.
Right.
Oh, damn, that fucking sucks.
What's that movie where he's like straight to jail, jail?
That was,
like he's right. These ridiculous things like
I can't remember
ordered fish,
guy from
straight
Saturday.
to jail.
You undercook fish, you overcook fish, straight to jail.
Sorry.
TV show. It was a TV show. I can't remember what it was. I didn't see it. That's my whole thing is I think it's dangerous to start because the mob wants shit held accountable. You start charging parents for stuff instead of having parents be parents in the first place. But then I've talked about it millions of times, right? So the kid's 14. Maybe mom and dad, so subtract 14 from 52. What's the math on that? 42, 38. So he had him when he was 38. Maybe the dad didn't know how to raise him. And then he goes to like
38.
I said 38.
I know, but he's 38. He's not a 16-year-old father.
What? Wait a second.
38. Like the failure to launch in this community, in this culture, is disgusting. Yeah. Again, we go back to the father wound.
Okay, so he's 38. He married. I don't know if they're married or whatever. Has a kid with a woman. What do you think the chances are? He goes to discipline the kid. Little shit is 2 years old, and he's peeing on the carpet, drawing on the wall with indelible marker. And he's like, "You can't fucking do that." So he raises his hand to classically condition, give him a spank on the ass. What do you think today's day and age? Either mom, don't do that to him. He's my precious little boy. Or B, the neighbor sees it, calls the police come over, and now he's fucking terrified to ever discipline his kid again. Are either one of those things likely?
Yeah, I mean, after COVID, I think we've all seen how neighbors are with turning each other in.
So now you have that, and that goes to my point. It's fucked if you do, fucked if you don't. Because, man, I can't discipline my little snot-nosed white potential future school shooter because the state says if I do that, they're going to open up a case on me, put him in child protective services. I'm going to have 2 years in court proceedings with some raggedy-ass fucking bitch who doesn't have any kids of her own and she's 500 pounds. She's going to determine, looking over her bifocals at me, whether or not I can have my kid for visitations, wondering if I'm going to touch the fucking kid. And then it's going to go... Yeah, or you let him become a school shooter.
Because this is what happens when you get a regime installed in your country and you surrender too many of your rights.
Well, okay.
The state acts like this. The state acts like this with our children specifically because the whole birth certificate system makes your children the state's property, not yours. And no one knows this.
Now imagine
here you go.
You're holding coffee.
This is outrageous. Where are the armed men who come in to take the protesters away? Where are they? This kind of behavior is never tolerated in Boracua. You shout like that, they put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing. Journalists, we have a special jail for journalists. You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail. You're charging too high prices for sweaters, glasses, you right to jail. You undercook fish, believe it or not, jail. You overcook chicken, also jail. Undercook, overcook. You make an appointment with the dentist and you don't show up, believe it or not, jail, right away. We have the best patients in the world because of jail.
Now imagine you're...
Yeah, there you go.
I think overcooking chicken should send you to jail.
Oh, dude, air fryer, 20 minutes, highest heat possible.
Yes.
Shorter cook time, higher heat. For those who are wondering how to properly cook chicken, put it in your oven, 420 for 20 minutes, or 400 for 20 minutes. It'll be like, this is juicier than your sister's ass. For some of you who have juicy sisters.
Oh, my God.
So, you know, clearly the answer is don't have kids.
No.
For
You're
me,
such a
yeah.
cynic. Bless your heart. That is not the answer. The answer is everyone needs Jesus.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the answer. It honestly is. Because you might as well get to know him because he's coming back to set up his kingdom the way things should run. So if you want to be a part of that.
Fuck over with already. It's like, dude, how much long? Yeah. What?
Have you heard about the Kim Clement prophecy?
I do not even know who Kim Clement is.
Okay, so let's plan on this.
Okay.
Next week we'll go down that rabbit hole a little bit. Something to look forward to because
you can't cock tease us like that. What's the Kim Clement policy?
Yeah, because I want everyone to show up next week.
You what?
he's a preacher. He's not alive anymore, but he's a preacher. But I'll just tease you guys with this. We'll talk about it more next week. But he foretold so many things that have been happening over the last 8 years with Trump specifically. But he also foretold the whole Kennedy-Trump, what do you want to call it? The Kennedy-Trump thing happening last week, and joining hands together, basically.
Did he die, you said?
What?
You said he died?
He died, yeah.
What did he die? What did he die of?
I think it was, I want to say cancer, but I don't know if that's correct.
Oh, like government cancer?
I know, right? It was some sort of.
All right,
oh, come on, we gotta play this. Here,
okay.
You can't do.
You find it?
You know, I have no patience for shit whatsoever.
But I can find you the videos that I wanted to talk about. I just don't know, I don't want to waste time doing that if we don't have them ready. But he also foretold September something.
All right, you know the history.
Which is what? September. Okay, let's check this out.
History with Donald Trump and Kim Clement, and all the prophecies that Kim Clement said about Donald Trump.
Oh, don't watch somebody talking about him. Watch the actual videos.
Of him?
Of Kim Clement. Yeah, there's an actual prophecy video of him on stage at one of his services.
However, there is an uncovering of great evil. And I will start from the top.
This is in 2014, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I have shaken the Democrats and will shake the Republicans even more. But remember, when these tremors and when these tumultuous moments happen.
Do you like him because he's somewhat Richard Burton? I like that shit, dude. We need more British accents.
He's American, to my knowledge. I don't think he's actually British.
All right. Then.
I don't know.
Summer says, I will take it so that the fall can do its work in America. Princes of darkness and demonic powers are raging for these two extremely wicked terror organizations to be pierced with the sword of the Lord. Summer, take it. For thus says the Lord, I will prosper my people. And during the fall there shall be many that shall fall, and many that shall rise from the dust. The earth is standing prepared. I shall take it, for the summer shall bring forth much in the temperatures. Strange July, hypnotic November. And oh, Christmas, where winter shall say, and me, I will make them happy.
So that was 2014.
Yeah.
Okay, this is his.
I think he passed, I want to say 2016 or 17.
Okay, so how did his... what came true that he said?
So...
Well, no, let me start with this. How do you...
That wasn't his whole prophecy, but that's just a peek.
How do you personally, see something like this and go, okay, I need to discern whether or not this is a false prophet or if this is... Yeah. How do you do that? Like, what do you personally do?
Well, I go back to the scripture. Like when he references scripture, I always double check it myself. But then I also do a lot of like cross-examination with what other people are interpreting that prophecy to mean. Because usually it's, these types of things are either one of two things happen. They either get completely written off and dismissed as the person being crazy, and therefore it's never taken seriously, or it's just blindly believed, and this person is put up on a pedestal as the messenger of God, and it becomes a cult. So finding the middle ground is always where you're going to find the most truth. So I search for people who have walked with the Lord longer than I have, who have done prophecy research longer than I have, who have a very realistic and holistic view of scripture and kind of anti-Christian culture view of scripture, to be honest. And then I check that against the Holy Spirit in my own walk. So there's multiple layers to it for me, the way that I do it. But what I noticed about his prophecy is that there's a lot of, if you overlay it with a lot of numerology, because God's the ultimate mathematician, there's some really interesting quote unquote coincidences, which I don't believe in. I believe in God sequences, or you know.
Hang on, we have breaking news. This is breaking. Let me go direct to this article so I can pull this up. And this is actually fucking. All right. This is breaking news exclusively here on the Rants of Izzo show. Donald Trump's sentencing in the Manhattan hush money case, criminal case, has been delayed until after the November election. Manhattan Supreme Court Justice Juan Merchan's decision to push the September 18th sentencing to November 26th means voters won't know by Election Day the fate of the former president, who faces possible jail time in the case.
They're going to try to put him. They're going to try to put him in office. They're going to wait. And I'm sorry, not in office. They're going to try to put him in jail instead of in office because they know he's going to win.
Do you have any idea how many liberals are probably screaming right now? Like it interrupted their pleasure time, and they're just like, "Oh my God, fucking brilliant. Right. Oh,
I'm not sure it's going to be, I don't know. I have this little bird that told me, so to speak, that they're going to try to get him into jail, and moving the sentencing is exactly how you would make that happen after it's already confirmed that he's won the election.
Well, he could just pardon himself, can he?
No, because he hasn't been sworn in yet.
So will that prevent it?
Correct. They're going to prevent him being sworn in, and they're going to establish like martial law. It might be a whole thing.
Dude, wouldn't that be awesome though? Is there a part of you that's like, wait a second, do you already have your outfit picked out for the apocalypse?
Oh yeah. Dude, we've got our go bags and our
fuck that, dude. I'm not going anywhere. Would you go somewhere? I'm not going anywhere.
When I say go bags, I mean like in the worst possible scenario, we have a quote unquote evacuation plan from California, because you forget I'm in California, to run to an area that is not California. Okay. And however, being stocked up in place is something that I've taken great pride in as well. So like pantry and water and that sort of thing is all ready to go.
Oh,
but
now
should we need to escape California, there's a plan and there's things ready to go at a moment's notice, so that we're not, we're not like getting stuck with thumbs up.
Are you as sadistic as I am, where you're like a lot of times I would never tell anybody about my cache of goodies, right? But then there's a part of me, it's like, hey, I've got a ton of bread and flour and canned goods, hoping that somebody would show up at the door just so I could have my entertainment. It's like, hey, there's no law anymore. Let's fucking do this. I don't know if I would get bored in an apocalypse, because I live in a beautiful cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
My neighbors are retired cops. There's me. We have, like I said, Senator Tammy Duckworth is, I think she's moving out. So there will go the frequent squad car patrols. But if it goes to shit here, I'm a 30-second walk to a pond, a pretty big pond. So I could always go boil water. There's my water supply. I'm a mile away from an even bigger pond, a lake. There's more water. I am 1.5 miles away from a grocery store, which will be cleaned out relatively quickly. But so let's just say I get a year's worth of stuff if I can actually exercise discipline and ration. Dude, I'm not going anywhere. My backyard's a forest preserve. So it's like there's a ton of deer there. I'd have to learn how to clean and shoot deer and There's rabbits everywhere. But after that goes, I'm like, man, I'm okay with starving to death.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need. There's only so much. Yeah,
I'm not Walking Deading this bullshit and joining some commune. Fucking, all right, your job is to clean the floors. Fuck you. I'm sleeping. All the world is over. What do you do now? Sleep. That's literally it. You're working out now. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Keeping yourself healthy so the government, when it comes back, dude. No. Oh, hang on. I wanted to play this for you.
Mean.
All right. Somebody sent this for me. I don't know anything other about this. I've seen this guest. This is Eric Weinstein's. Eric Weinstein, I guess, is the guest.
Oh, I sent it to you.
Oh, then thank you. I'm going to play this. You did send it to me. I don't know what the name of the podcast is or anything, but I thought this was good.
I don't either.
And let's play this so the audience can take a look at this together. I did see this. The guest was on Joe Rogan's podcast with Terrence Howard, tearing him apart with all his crazy shit. So this guest is actually pretty damn intelligent as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
For those who don't know, that's what Kamala Harris was saying that like crazy in all of her speeches, and we were all laughing at her. So let's hear this.
What can be unburdened by what has been. What does that mean?
I don't know if I should say. There's a line in Marx where sometimes you hear certain phrases like a world to win. AOC uses the phrase, we have a world to win, which comes from the end of the Communist Manifesto, originally written in German. It was the name. I used to hang out in the Revolutionary Bookstore in Cambridge, Massachusetts with the communists because they print everything in every language. So if you're trying to learn multiple languages, they'll print the same text in all of these languages and you can compare. It basically says you have to wipe out what has been to arrive in the new.
And where's it from? What can be unburdened by what has been?
It's not a direct translation, but it occurs in Karl Marx. Now, I wasn't expecting this. I could find you the exact reference. If you think about what Mao had to do to wipe out Chinese history, what Pol Pot had to do, you're trying to wipe out memory because the memory has all of this burden. Why is it important to go after doctors and lawyers and teachers and professors? Because in some sense, they are going to resist the new order that you're about to impose. You're looking for a blank slate.
So like a tether to the past.
If you Google nail house under Google Images, do it. Or you can't do it or you're off the internet.
No, I can do it.
Tell me what you see.
It's a tall building, an individual standalone structure in the middle of a road.
There are these people who will not give up their homes when a shopping mall goes in or a road is put. And for some reason, they'll build a highway to screw over the person who stands up and says, I will not move. And the idea is that that road is the future, unburdened by what has been, and then there's some holdout who won't go along with the program.
If Kamala Harris is as unsophisticated as we think she is, do we really believe that she is quoting from the dark depths of...
Why do you believe she is as unsophisticated as you have just claimed? What did her father do?
I don't know.
Look it up. And by the way, I am assuming that I will end up on the Open Skies watch list as a result of this podcast.
That is crazy, by the way, what happened to Tulsi. The quad S on her boarding pass.
I think that there was a lot of Marxist thought. And as a man whose family comes from the far left, you recognize certain sorts of commonalities. I'm sure she would see them in me. I would say AOC is straight up Marxist. I don't know I think Kamala is everywhere between crony finance and Marxism. You're talking about things for which you do not have language.
So the reason that I said I don't think that Kamala can be as sophisticated as perhaps this obscure reference said 100 times, apparently, according to the archive.
Who's Charles Mingus?
I don't know.
Kamala's a lot smarter than you're giving her credit for.
I want to hear this because I don't see that at all. She can't even, if it's not a teleprompter, she's a trained monkey. You take somebody like Barack Obama, I think he became smart because he played the game so well, and eventually, he climbed the ranks. I think that's what you do when you get into anything. I don't care if it's you become a cop, you don't know what you're doing, or a restaurant, and by your 10th year in it, you're like, man, I could run this place or do whatever I want. So I think maybe I don't see that in her yet at all. I just don't.
I don't think any of them are climbing anything. They're all appointed.
Yeah, wouldn't you if they said, hey, well, no, you wouldn't, but I mean, if they come along and offer it to you, hey, free money, free power, car of your choice, or whatever it is that your things on this earth attract you, right, and they hold it over you. Oh, I want that. And let me tell you, power is addicting.
Or they blackmail you so you have no choice. It doesn't matter about all the positives because they have the negative to hold over you.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the your point about how many levels through it do you go. This is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one.
Yeah.
But in order to be able to do the Ukraine is a country, it is a small country, Russia is a big country, they are a bigger country, this is bad, time is all around us. In order to be able to do that self-referentially, with agency, knowing what you're doing, the metacognition to be able to do that and play a role, to me seems, that's like 200 IQ stuff to be able to do that.
I don't think so. I think it's 130 IQ stuff. I think you could do it better than you think. We could have a pretend, all right, I'm going to talk to you in a way you haven't heard before. Son, I'm going to school you on a few things. You can stop that silly grin and wipe it right off your face. We can sound like however we want. I could affect some sort of Oxbridge accent, or I could do Cockney. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's Machiavellian and fucking manipulation.
And what did she just do? What did we just watch her do at a speech where she started talking like a union member?
And Hillary Clinton didn't 20 years before her. No one cares anymore. You could put it right.
Well, they don't see it.
Well, they could put it right in front of their face, and I don't think they care.
They don't see it.
We're looking at characters. This is why I wrote the 2011 kayfabe essay, because you're looking at professional wrestling. Do you imagine that the Iron Sheik, who is the Iron Sheik? Who is
an
Triple
Olympic
H?
wrestler?
Who is the Undertaker? Do you think he actually works in a mortuary? These are characters. George W. Bush, as a debater in Texas for the governorship, was really, really smart. And suddenly he got real dumb and folksy. And do you imagine he actually says nuclear? He knows it's nuclear. I would learn to say nuclear. I could say nuclear. Yeah, got to be careful with that nuclear physics. And I can get Democrats to correct me and look like assholes every time. There's an old FDR line, which is nothing in politics happens by accident. Don't get taken in at level 1.
I like
it's
that.
not even that she's that smart. It's that she's a puppet on the strings of the people who are smart, or at least are smarter than the people that they're psychologically manipulating, aka us. So
is she not even that smart, or are we that stupid?
Or that asleep? Because the people that are doing this manipulation, they understand human psychology better than the people being manipulated.
Oh God, of course.
They do think we're stupid, so they treat us as such. So, yeah. I like how he was he was like, I don't think she needs to be that smart, honestly, to pull this off. She just needs to follow orders.
It's a likability factor too, right? You have to speak to the level of what somebody talks. So I've said this a million times, and the example I always gave when I was a cop, you know, if I walked into a place for the area I worked, and if I walked in, sir, how are you? And I was all polite and professional, and I was cleaning this and that, people don't like me because they can't associate with me.
I can't relate.
You got to dumb down it's what you can relate. So yeah, she's being relatable to the masses. Let's go a fun direction. Unless you have anything to add to that at all, because we're all fucked.
No, I think we're good.
Hey, a surprising new study published by the Archives of Sexual Behavior has uncovered that lady psychopaths are less likely to wear makeup. Scholars
I'm a psychopath.
Scholars from the University of Sao Paulo asked 1,410 Brazilian women about their cosmetic. Brazilian women also do anal like it's breathing.
Really?
Yeah, Brazilian women about cosmetic. Oh, okay. So apparently, dude, I'm all over the place. So apparently, usage across social contexts, including home, first date, and a business meeting at the gym. Volunteers were subsequently asked to complete a survey. And the research found that women who regularly wore lots of makeup scored highly on the narcissism scale. Well, we know that. Conversely, however, women who scored highly on the the psychopathy scale were less likely to put on lipstick, eyeliner, blush in all social situations.
I'm really contemplating what that means about me.
In related, I took a lot of shit. Where is it at? I hope it's still up. Let's see. No, it's not still up. Yesterday, let me see if I could pull this up.
One of your posts?
Yeah.
You took a lot of shit? That's not fun.
Oh, yeah. So this is a French woman who was raped by unknown men over a 10-year period after being drugged and slept by her husband, told the court that the horror she had been abused. Giselle Pelco, who's 72, was given evidence on a 3-day trial in Abdevon, southeast France, of 51 men, including her husband of 50 years, Dominick. Whoa. All are accused of rape. Court documents before Dominick Pelot admitted to the police that he got satisfaction from watching other men have sex with his unconscious wife. Again, so I put up in this, part of her absolutely knows, and she's if this is over a how long was the time frame? Over 10 years, they were in the lifestyle to some degree, and the amount of women who sat there and attacked me, that women don't do that, women don't, they have no involvement of that. Well, of course, that got me into gear to where I found information on this study. This is The Nature of Women's Rape Fantasies, an Analysis of Prevention, Frequency, and Context by Jenny Bavona. This is an article in 2009.
People were arguing with you that women don't have rape fantasies?
100%. And this is the study. Okay. This study evaluated the rape fantasies of female undergraduates. I guess 355 were used in this study, using a fantasy checklist that reflected the legal definition of rape and sexual fantasy log that included systematic prompts and self-ratings. Results indicated that 62% of women have rape fantasies, which is somewhat higher than previous estimates were made. For women who've had these rape fantasies, the median frequency of these fantasies was about 4 times per year, with 14% of the participants reporting that they had rape fantasies at least once a week. In contrast to previous research, which suggested that their rape fantasies were either entirely adversive or entirely erotic, rape fantasies were found to exist on an erotic adversive continuum, with 9% being completely aversive, 45% 60% being completely erotic and 46% being both erotic and aversive. And for those who don't know the definition of aversive, excuse me, how's that spelled? Aversive, because I don't know off the top of my head. Aversive means causing a strong dislike or disinclination. So you have women who are fantasizing. What does that mean? That means they're fantasizing about being degraded.
Okay.
But again, women don't have these fantasies. And it's how dare I, as a man, ever accuse a woman of ever doing X. And they sat there and they're all like, oh, he did this to his daughter too. You don't think there's some fucking families who fucking they brainwash their kids into this shit? So it's and my whole point for this is don't vilify the fucking man on this, because you have no idea how many fucking women are Ghislaine Maxwell, for the love of God. If you don't think there's more women out there that are like Ghislaine Maxwell who love that shit, you're out of your head. So that was it.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. It's become such a, taboo conversation to even entertain, because you're victim blaming, you're victim shaming. And it's like, all we're saying is kind of that context of innocent until proven guilty. Well, is she actually the victim, or is she mad at him and trying to cause some sort of...
She got exposed somehow. She's doing. Many of the defendants in this case contest the rape charge against them. Dude, 100%. Yeah. He had me come over, fuck his wife while she was asleep. And how many of these guys, because this day and age, if this is a 10-year period of time,
oh my God,
100%. So that's over the last, so you're talking 2014 until now, or 2013 until 2023. And this comes to light now, right? You're going to be meeting up with this woman. Hey, listen, are you okay with this? Your husband wants me to do this. Are you good if I come over? You're passed out. We consensually have sex. Yes, I am, 100%. I can't picture a single guy going, oh, you want me to fuck your wife when she's asleep? Yeah. Without him going, does she know about it? Because
we can probably, there's some sick motherfuckers out there. We can probably picture a few that would actually do that. But my question is, for 10 years and she never caught on?
I call bullshit.
If it was like 1 week or a couple weeks and you keep waking up bloody and sore. Okay. Mm-hmm. But 10 years? We're just now deciding that there's something wrong going on? That's suspicious.
Dominick P. is accused of recruiting strangers online to come to his home and sexually assault the victim for over a decade. The woman was also heavily sedated and was not aware of the repeated abuse, her lawyers say. The case...
I'm sorry, but even let's just play advocate here for her and say that she was 100% an abuse victim in this case, which, is completely possible. But how do you, for 10 years, not, even if you are completely blacked out unconscious, how do you not know something happened to your body?
Right. You wake up, man, I slept way too soundly over the last 10 years, several times a week. I'm sleeping like I'm drugged. What the fuck is going on?
And then when I wake up from that place,
I'm hungover, groggy.
Yeah. Girls, come on. I don't need to get too graphic here. We know when we've had sex. And if it's a rape fantasy that the husband has watching, this is not going to be some gentle, tender, loving.
No, he admitted
how do you wake up from that and not know something happened to your body for 10 years?
They've got videos. He's admitted to taking parts in the rapes, filming them, and encouraging other men to use degrading language, according to prosecutors. You fucking whore. He's probably, slap her, pull her hair, all this shit. The accused rapists, aged between 26 and 74, came from all walks of life, mostly participated once. Some participate up to 6 times. You don't do this unless there's some kind of establishment and this is okay, right? Built. I'm calling bullshit.
I would hope not. I would hope not. Yes. There's got to be some sort of arrangement going on. But I'm curious as to why, if that was the case, there was an arrangement. Like, why is she all of a sudden, she's not into the arrangement anymore? Like, why is she taking it out on the men that participated in the arrangement that she...
Oh, here's how. Because he's also been charged in a 1991 murder and rape, which he denies, an attempted rape in 1991, which he admitted after DNA testing. So they're looking to really throw the book at him and shit.
Is this a little like subsect of the sexual abuse cult that we all know exists in this world?
Sure. If they're going to do their child human sacrifice shit, where do you think they're getting their supply of babies?
Exactly. So in that case, you know, this sort of situation could absolutely exist, and she's 100% a victim, and that's completely...
Charge him.
It's demonic.
Charge him, but investigate her. I'm so tired of the fucking, oh, you can't blame a victim. Who says she's 100% innocent? Who said?
Well, innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah,
full circle, like we started with.
All right, circle jerk. Kids, it's Friday. Have an awesome weekend. September. Shit, dude, we're here.
I know.
That's it. Don't get your kid a gun, apparently, or do get your kid a gun. Beat the shit out of him so that what do you call it? You teach them responsibility. They don't go shoot up a school. Don't shoot up a school. If you're thinking about shooting up a school, don't do it. Call me instead. I'll talk you off a ledge, and then I will call the police to fucking let them know that you're having some struggle. It's as simple as that. All right, have a great damn weekend. Go check out Spreely.com for all the things that are there. Go check out flexyourfeminine.com as well, too. Use the promo code Izzo to take advantage of the services that are offered there. You fat piece of shit. Go get your life in order. Flexyourfeminine.com. Have an awesome damn weekend. Go help somebody, guys. And if you can't help them, don't hurt them. See ya.
Bye.
Kiss and make up, that's a very peaceful side.